Welcome to the deep dive. We've got some interesting material today, focusing on practice questions and explanations related to the PEGACPDC24V1 exam.
Right. Stuff that gives us a peek into systems like the Pega Customer Decision Hub.
Exactly. So our mission today is really to dive into that and pull out the key ideas about how these systems figure out the next best thing to offer someone.
Like getting a bit of a backstage pass to their logic.
Yeah, a backstage pass. I like that. Okay, let's jump in. What strikes you first about how these systems operate?
Well, it's definitely not random. There's a real structure and intelligence behind it all.
Okay. So the first concept in the materials here is engagement policies. It says they define eligibility, applicability, and suitability.
Mm.
That sounds a bit formal. How can we think about that?
All right, let's break it down. Imagine like a frequent flyer program, okay?
Right.
An engagement policy could say, first, only members who've flown, say, 10,000 miles this year are eligible for an upgrade offer. That's the first gate.
Okay. Eligibility, who even qualifies. Got it.
Then applicability might be, well, are there actually any upgrade seats available on their specific flight? No point offering if it's not possible. That makes sense. And finally, suitability. This is more subtle. Maybe it looks at their past behavior. Do they usually go for comfort, or are they more about priority boarding? It tries to match the type of offer to the person.
So who, when, and maybe why or what type, it sets the basic rules before anything else happens.
Precisely. It defines the playing field for any potential offer or action.
Okay. Now, moving on, there's the Visual Business Director, the VBD. The notes say it's for monitoring performance with visual reports. Why is that visual part important for, business users?
The VBD. Yeah, think of it as the dashboard. It provides that crucial feedback loop. You need to see if the strategies defined by those engagement policies are actually, working.
See how the offers are landing.
Exactly. Are people clicking? Are certain offers performing way better in, say, London than in New York, or maybe only during summer? The VBD shows you those trends visually.
Right, so you can spot patterns and maybe tweak things based on real results, not just guesses.
Yeah, and almost in real time. It helps optimize the whole thing continuously. It's about seeing the impact.
Okay, that connects nicely. Next up, adaptive models. The name itself suggests learning, right? It says they self-learn from real-time responses.
Yes, this is where it gets really clever. Adaptive models are constantly watching how customers interact.
Mm-hmm.
Did they click, ignore, buy?
Uh-huh.
And based on those responses, the model automatically updates its own predictions. It figures out, okay, this type of person seems more likely to respond to this kind of offer under these circumstances.
So it gets smarter over time without someone having to manually go in and update rules constantly.
Exactly. That's the key difference from older static models. It adapts based on actual current customer behavior. It learns on the fly.
Interesting. Okay, so we have policies setting rules, VBD for monitoring, models for learning. What about proposition filters? The notes say they restrict the set of actions. How's that different from engagement policies?
Good question. Think of proposition filters as maybe a more operational check.
Yeah.
They often come into play after eligibility but before the final decision. They restrict the pool of potential offers based on simpler, often negative conditions.
Like what? Give me an example.
Okay, maybe a filter ensures you don't see an offer for a mobile plan if you already have that exact plan, or perhaps it filters out mortgage offers if you just got one last month.
Ah, so it's like a don't bother showing this list for things that are definitely irrelevant or redundant right now.
Precisely. It narrows down the possibilities before the system spends time calculating complex scores for everything. It's an efficiency thing, too.
Got it. Which brings us to the final piece mentioned, arbitration. When multiple offers do make it through the policies and filters, how does Pega pick the winner? It mentions scoring.
Right. Arbitration is the final decision step. When you have several potentially good actions left, Pega uses a model to assign a score to each one.
A score based on what?
It's usually a mix of things. Often the predicted likelihood of the customer accepting the offer that comes from the adaptive model, see? And also the potential value to the customer, value to the business. Sometimes strategic business goals weigh in too. It calculates this score for each competing action.
And the highest score wins.
Essentially, yes. The action with the highest score is deemed the next best action to present to that specific customer at that specific moment. It's about prioritizing based on calculated value and propensity. Exactly. Think about it. How do you make decisions in your own life or work? Do you have implicit engagement policies or ways you arbitrate between options? It's kind of fascinating to consider how these structured approaches might show up, even unconsciously, in all sorts of complex systems, well beyond just customer offers.
Something to mull over. Thanks for breaking that down with me.
A pleasure. It's interesting stuff.